Peace and unconditional revolutionary matriarchal maroon love. We are back with part 2, and we are going to talk about the rest of our who, what, where, when, why. We had left off the last series with what, where, and when. So now we'd like to discuss who is hip hop.
Who were the founding fathers?
King Charles,
Grandmaster Flowers, New Sounds,
Pete DJ Jones,
DJ Hollywood,
Grandmaster Flowers,
Johnny Dancemaster, Disco Twins,
New Sounds,
Fetty Machine,
DJ Lance, known as Master D.
If you're from New York City, you are in luck. Hip-hop is you, hip-hop is me, hip-hop is all of us. Hip-hop, more specifically, has its origins and our ancestry from the original black arts movement with Amiri Baraka, Biggie Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, The Last Poets, Gil Scott-Heron. These are people that set the wave for the cadence, flow, and articulation of what we know and what we use for our innovation today. Now that was in the 60s. You want to bring it more to 1970s or 80s, you can start discussing people like DJ Africa Bambaataa or DJ Kool Herc, like we mentioned, Grandmaster Caz, also Melly Mel, right? Also MC Sharrock, MC Light, Roxanne Shante. These are queens, pioneers of hip-hop Herstory. You could bring in Run DMC, LL Cool J, NWA, Public Enemy, all of our pioneers of hip-hop that have their own particular style. Slick Rick, Dougie Fresh. From also thinking of gangs, right? So when we think of gangs, we like to think of them as some kind of negative force of nature within our society. However, throughout the years and throughout history, you have seen, and we have seen and studied that gangs have been very critical to the existence of creation, to the existence of preservation, of protecting communities, of doing community control, cop watches, organizing the community, helping old women and men crossing the streets, protecting their mothers, fathers, grandfathers, grandmothers, people in the hood. So if you think of the essence of gangs and what they have contributed to, I would like to also credit a lot of the origins on the Who portion. These elements, Africa Bambaataa was a member of a gang called the Black Spades. And during this time, if you think of gang culture, which we'll show a film shortly from Mambo to Hip Hop, which gives a lot of credit to street tribes within the Universal Zulu Nation, which I am a member of and have been a member of, despite all of the troubles. We are still trying to preserve the culture of hip hop in a legitimate way and fashion and keep this Herstory alive. Within the Bronx, within many boroughs in New York City, if you've seen a movie called The Warriors, you will follow and you know there were gangs pretty much on every corner. A lot of gangs, or what people deemed as gangs, were more people who are coming in the community and coming together and either having a good time or protecting themselves. When we think about the when aspect to hip hop, it's very critical that we not isolate and just think of the negativity, but we also think of the positivity and the contributions. If it wasn't for certain gangs, hip hop would not be in existence today. We like to also credit the Ghetto Brothers, a very powerful gang, Savage Skulls, during that time of protecting the spaces and allowing these house parties to exist, You know, there was a moment and a time when Africa Bambaataa, and you see in the film, says, hey, listen, you know, we've been fighting for too long. We need to come together, and we're doing these parties so that we can have a good time and not have to worry about what colors you rocking. You know, so leave your colors at home, bring yourself. No one's going to be hurt. Everything's going to be good. We're going to have a good time. So a lot of people from the Black Spades started developing more of a philosophy and continued the culture of this hip-hop movement before it was called hip-hop, of having these conjugations, having these parties in these mass warehouses or schools or on the block or wherever they have you, wherever they could plug into a lamppost. You know, these things are very important and critical to hip-hop and the existence of hip-hop.
De contento con su cargamento para la ciudad, para la ciudad.
Nobody cared about the Bronx. It was a joke, you know. The city was going through its own bankruptcy. I think that was around the time that the feds told New York to drop dead.
Well, the most important thing that led to the economic decline of the South Bronx was the building of the Cross Bronx Expressway. That killed the South Bronx because all of these middle-class families that were Jewish, Italian, and from other groups, all of a sudden it disappeared.
In 1973, gang leaders, weary of the endless cycle of violence, organized a citywide peace meeting held at the Boys Club on Hoe Avenue in the South Bronx.
You took away one of our brothers' lives, man. And we were right down the funeral looking at them, saying, I wish the immortals, if they were them, to see what it is to take away one of our brothers' lives. When we have static, man, we settle out among ourselves, man. Because like, wow, we got to live in this district. The whiteys don't come down here, man, and live in the up houses, man. The whiteys don't come down here, man, and have all the no heat in the winter time. You understand? We do, Jack. So therefore, like, wow, we got to make it a better place to live.
Everybody started getting these flyers for a party that was being done in Bronx River. It was like, come one, come all, leave your colors at home, you know? Certain things on that flyer, man. I tell my cousin, come on, let's go. He was like, no, that's a setup. No, because they heard about that before. Like some clubs, like you go to the like social clubs or something, they go, oh, come to a nice little family party. You go there, it's a setup. They close the doors on you, they cut you up, and you got a big, that been happening a lot too. So my cousin, I said, yo, man, I don't know, this sounds like something good. So we went to the door, and I was just amazed that when we came in, all you heard was music, right? But next thing you know, you see some people dancing, you know, because they probably all been used to it. Dancing some funk dance or whatever, with girls and everybody. You're like looking at them like, yeah, yeah. And then this guy gets up, and it's the guy, bam. And I look at him, I'm like, oh, that's that. He said he's a Black Spade. I said, yo, it's a setup, you know? So we started going closer to the door. Bambaataa's up there. He said, excuse me, yeah. And his voice sounded real soft, you know, like, it sounded harsh. He's like, excuse me, can everyone be quiet for a minute? And the music on, he was like, I'm trying to do this because I feel like all we're doing is killing each other. He said things like, now he realized why they always left the gangs alone. Even though gangs members got arrested here and there, he wanted to know why the gangs were continuously on through the 50s on to the 70s. Why? And he said, you know why? Because they don't give two about us. He said, they don't care about us, and they want us to end each other.
The hip-hop movement deaded that whole gang.
Keep it real simple. Hip-hop is a culture. It has been a culture that has survived. It is something that incorporates not just a form of music. If you think of culture, culture is very holistic. Culture has language. Culture has styles of clothing. Culture has style in general. Culture has food, right? So not just what you consume with your ears, but also with all of your senses. Hip-hop satisfies that in very many respects. Why hip-hop? Why not? Hip-hop is a form of expression. As we mentioned earlier, hip-hop is a culture. It's inevitable that hip-hop comes from the likes of you and me. It is who we be. This is Spirit Child signing off. Always remember that you are beautiful, you are brilliant, and you are brave.